I try my best to keep this channel centered around the video game industry in general, but sometimes life events just take it away from that, and there's nothing that I can do to help myself. I just have to talk about it. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT, and Alyssa Mercante is back in the news once again, because for some reason she thought it would be a good idea to start mocking the idea of the death of President Trump during a failed assassination attempt. And here's the thing, before I even go too far into this video, I am typically all for dark humor, and there's really nothing that offends me, but also at the same time, there's a time and a place for it, and immediately following it, posting a meme of someone missing President Trump is, to put it nicely, not in great taste. And then to follow up on that and then reply to other people and double down on the stance all throughout a very tragic event in US history where someone, a innocent bystander, was shot and killed. Okay, like, let's not forget that part of this, where you are instantly making memes and joking about it. And by posting something like this, it's telling the people that follow you that having this mentality is okay, and that you actively encourage trying to get someone killed and making light of it and joking about it when it doesn't work out. And honestly, it's just so abhorrent, so gross, so disgusting, so on brand, that at this point all that's left to say is that you're a disgusting human being. I've seen a lot of terrible takes when it comes to this failed assassination attempt, specifically in the video game industry. For whatever reason, I feel like it just reinforces that vibe of there's a lot of mentally ill and very unhinged people that are working deranged in the video game industry, and this kind of event exposes them for the world to see. Kotaku senior editor Alyssa Mercante stirred up controversy with a series of posts on X, mocking the attempted assassination of President Donald Trump. Grums on Twitter said, "Did you tweet and delete these, Alyssa Merc?" And she posted, "Trump shooter revealed." And it's a picture of a stormtrooper from Star Wars that are often mocked for not being able to hit their target. Like it's a running gag in movies where it's like, oh, stormtrooper accuracy, you can't hit anything, because they never could hurt anybody in the movies. It was just shooting laser beams all around the targets, which on the surface is funny. Like, that's a funny joke. But then when you put it in context of what just transpired and you're trying to make light of that, it just is so abhorrent that I don't really have words for it. And then you add on to that not only did they miss killing President Trump by like a centimeter, but an innocent bystander behind him was killed. Someone that you don't know anything about. Could have family, could have kids, could have a wife, could have all these things going on, that their world is completely destroyed because this unhinged lunatic took it upon themselves to try to end Donald Trump's life. And you quickly run to Twitter to post this meme. There are no words for how abhorrent that really is. And you'd think it would end there, but no, Alyssa doubled down and replied to her tweet stating, "He didn't use Vats!" And for those of you who aren't familiar of what Vats are when it comes to video game terminology, it comes from the Fallout series, where Vats are short for Vault-Tec Assisted Targeting System. It's a gameplay mechanic that allows players to target specific parts of an enemy's body for precision attacks. It mockingly focused on the shooter's supposed incompetence, meaning that Alyssa wanted President Trump to get killed here. And make no mistake, that's exactly what this joke was intended to mean. And she continued replying to other people on Twitter. Sharker Teeth posted a picture of a stormtrooper as well, and Alyssa replied to that saying, "LMAO, I litter woo you," tweeted this. I'm imagining she meant to say literally, this is the same person that was mocking YouTubers for not having correct spelling in their articles that they have websites for, but she seems to have more misspellings in her tweets than anyone I've ever seen. But again, Alyssa with the double standards. I'm not going to try to hold her to her own standards because that would just be a losing endeavor. But she wants to reinforce that she literally tweeted this like she's excited that there are other people pushing this whole stormtrooper idea about how they weren't able to end Donald Trump. Think about that for a second. And Alyssa, obviously, like everyone who does this kind of stuff, deleted those tweets, thought better of it, realized that it made her look terrible and she wouldn't stand behind them, and had the audacity to follow it up with, after she deleted them, saying, "Please be safe in the coming weeks. No one is being normal. DM me if you need anything." And the replies to that are completely destroying her, because it's showing the hypocrisy of how she is enabling and encouraging, attacking someone who she doesn't like, wanting to end their life, wanting them to die, and making a joke about it when they miss, and hoping that they use Vats technology next time because she wants them to kill the target intended. Like, this is some deranged shit. And the fact that she has to go to the lengths of saying no one is being normal, when in fact, I would argue I was quite impressed with the amount of support and good recognition of the situation on Twitter when this was all happening. For obviously, there's always going to be the outskirts, the fringe minority of weirdos and crazy takes and unhinged lunatics out there on Twitter, because that's what they always do. But for the most part, no, I wouldn't say that people were not being normal. People were being extremely normal. This was a crazy situation, and I saw a lot of people coming together over it. But of course, when it doesn't go Alyssa's way, she thinks that everyone's being not normal. And the irony of Alyssa trying to call people out for not being normal is not lost on me. And overnight, she had time to think about it and followed up with, "Yes, the tweets kept getting reported and piled on, so I deleted them. No, I don't think someone dying is funny. Yes, I do think the uproar over this is interesting, considering how many dead Palestinians there are." Wait, hold on. What the hell does dead Palestinians have to do with a crazy lunatic trying to murder an ex-president? Like, those are completely two different worlds. She's trying to make a direct comparison between how many dead Palestinians there were and trying to make this logically make sense in her mind, that that's why it's okay to joke about someone trying to murder an ex-president of the United States, because she doesn't like his policies. So she's trying to liken this to, well, no one seems to care about all the Palestinians that are dying, so we can joke about a president of the United States getting shot at. That is some seriously unhinged lunatic behavior. Or how many mass shootings have been shrugged away, or how and she censors the word Trump. That's how you know this person isn't on this planet, when you have to do that kind of thing. Like, can you please, I know it's way too much to ask, but can you please be human for just one day, Alyssa? We are all begging you to not be this unhinged. Or how Trump himself called for violence and made fun of an assassination attempt, and his supporters stormed the Capitol. Alyssa makes many excuses just in that one tweet about why it's okay to wish death upon President Trump, because he deserves it. He's earned it. He's encouraged violence against all these other things. So yeah, if he got shot in the head, I'd be totally fine with it. Like, that's exactly what she's saying here. And talking about the Palestinians and relating it to Trump, I'm just like, what are we doing right now? Like, this is where you're going. It made me look a lot deeper into Alyssa and her background, because that's not a normal statement for someone to make. As Oddfather on Twitter pointed out, Alyssa has a crescent moon tattoo on her hand, and that aligns with 21st century Western Marxist alliance with Islam, specifically in support of Palestinians and Gaza, which falls in line with her constant references and sympathy for Palestine. And here's the thing, I'm not against people having sympathy for Palestine. I'm against people trying to use that as a shield to attack people that they don't like. Alyssa retweeted, "The worst assassination attempt of all time will now distract from the massive massacre carried out by Zionist forces in Gaza today." Like, this is where her mind is at, which is what I've been preaching from the mountaintops from day one with this person. They are not a journalist. They are an activist. And this moment right now exposes that for all to see. She doesn't give a shit about video games. She's always had an agenda and narrative to push. And this slight misstep by her, which is what it is at the end of the day, because she realized she should not have tweeted it because it exposed her, and then retweeting other people, and then commenting under other people, and pushing forward this narrative of why Trump's a bad guy and why she hates Trump, and all these other journalists and people that pretend to care about video games in the industry, where at the end of the day, They don't. They are activists pushing a narrative. This is why it's important to push them out, to smoke them out of the industry, to get them out of it, because they are insidiously inserting themselves to get their agenda pushed when it comes to video games, using them as a form of transportation for their agendas to get people on board with their sick ideologies. The public reaction on Twitter has been pretty swift. Mercante's posts have been met with overwhelmingly negative responses, with many criticizing her for making light of the assassination attempt on a former president, despite her attempt to clarify and minimize her initial tweet. This was bad. This was really bad, and she's not going to apologize for it, because at the end of the day, this is what she believes, and she is an activist pushing this agenda, and there are a lot of people calling her out for it and showing exactly what the type of person that she is for all to see, and this situation has exposed her ass. Tiblion on Twitter said she proves she is the worst again. Leo Lightfellow said, "It's genuinely depressing that this isn't a coming together moment where Americans all agree that murder is wrong. I see a lot has changed since 2001. What happened to society? What happened to human decency?" That right there is the biggest point of all of this. There is zero human decency when pushing this agenda and narrative forward. Again, I circle back to, because I know there's going to be some people that are like, it's just a meme, it's just a joke, like, holy crap, don't take it so seriously. Which, again, I understand that, and I get that, and it makes perfect sense in the context of being in a vacuum and there's nothing else going on. But tweeting this at the moment she did, right after what transpired happened, is not a good look. In fact, I would argue it's a terrible stance to take. And sure, you're welcome to make jokes and make memes and have comedy, but when it kind of infers that you're going to take the angle of you want the person to die with the end of the joke, like that's the punchline, then I can't get on board with that. I just can't. And again, this is coming from someone that has a dark sense of humor, that does like to laugh at stuff and does not like to have things censored. This is not censorship. This is holding someone accountable for their actions. Like, she's more than welcome to post this. She can post whatever the hell she wants. There's terms of service, there's legality, there's ramifications, but she still can do what she wants just as much as I can make a video response talking about why I feel like she is an awful, horrible human being. And this example right here exposes her for that, showing the entire world why she is a terrible person. Make all the jokes you want in the context that you're going to have them, but once you start doing this after an assassination attempt on a former president, it exposes your ass for the whole world to see. Anyways, those are my thoughts on the situation. If you guys want more information, more details, and links, check out smashjt.com. I will link this article in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
I want people in the industry to be a little bit louder about people being mean to other people, and maybe say it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Maybe say we don't want you around if you're going to be hateful.
Smash J, smash J.